So I want to tell you about the Puscifer concert.
Okay.
Dude.
Okay, dude.
The absolute best sounding concert I've been to.
Okay.
And I can say this with some authority because I've been to a number of concerts. I haven't been to as many as you have, but I've been to a fair fair amount.
You've probably beaten me just this year.
So part of this is because of the venue. We saw, I don't know, the Ted Bundy Performing Arts Center. I don't know what it's I don't know what it's called.
I don't think they named it
the Brody. It's the Adrian or the
Adrian
Alan,
Brody.
Adrian Brody Performing Arts Center.
The Scott Bakula.
Dean Stockwell Performing Arts Center. It was built in 21, I think, just last year.
In Dayton?
No, in Cincinnati. Down here, it's on the banks. It's right. It's right next to Paul Brown.
I haven't been to a show there.
Oh, it's amazing.
Okay. Was it cold?
Yeah, it's pretty cold outside, but this was inside. It was indoor.
Well, then
they have an indoor and they have an outdoor. The wall is covered with foam entirely, ceiling all the way down. I'm like, oh, we're in for a treat. This is not like seeing a show at the high school gym,
right?
With everything.
Echo.
So the first thing we notice is the GD merch line. So this is a Puscifer show.
Okay.
A Maynard James Keenan joint, as they are. So let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's well established, it's well known here that I am a Tool fan.
Yeah,
I'm currently wearing a Tool do-rag.
Yes, you are.
And you're sitting in the shrine of Tool.
Yes.
I dig them. And Puscifer is a band that Maynard is in that Bess likes. I can get her to go to a Puscifer concert. Okay. Because they've got kind of like a whole different sound, a whole different thing. It's hilarious.
Okay.
It's a hilarious show. Bess was saying, "Are you going to wear your Tool shirt?" I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to be the guy that wears a Tool shirt to a Puscifer concert. Yes, sir.
What was the movie with the college movie with David Spade and Jon Favreau? And they invented that. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be the guy.
Who wears the shirt to the band that you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Favreau said that, but I can't remember what the movie was.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here. Now, I haven't read all of Maynard's book. I haven't even read any of it that pertains to this, but I am in a Tool fan group, so I speak on this with some authority.
Yeah. Authority.
Tool fans are amongst the most insufferable people you will ever meet in your life. Can't stand them.
Yeah.
Can't stand them.
Yeah.
Okay? A Tool fan wearing Tool regalia at a Puscifer concert is a special breed, okay? Maynard is in Tool. Okay, the way Tool records is the other three guys make the music, they send the stuff to him, he puts lyrics to it, it goes back out. They are mainly responsible for the music. He's just a part of that. Puscifer is kind of his deal.
Okay.
Puscifer actually was born out of a skit on Mr. Show with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, and David Cross.
Yeah, Maynard was
Scott Bakula.
Yeah, Maynard was on that show.
Okay.
In a skit where he was the leader of a band called Puscifer.
Okay.
They picked that name because he thought it was hilarious for this skit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up making an actual band, Puscifer.
I'm very proud of you that not once have you called them the Flaming.
No, I'm working. I've been practicing this. So of the three, I would say, and then you've got Maynard's in Perfect Circle, but Perfect Circle's okay, but Tool and Puscifer are my jams. So of the three, Maynard has the most control over Puscifer. So he is out front more, and he's doing more stuff. He's dressed as Agent Dick Merkin. And as Billy D, a dude with a what do you think call those things? Mullet and mustache, walking around with a mixed drink, talking about Jewish space lasers and the whole thing.
Okay.
It's a hilarious show. All through the show, in between the songs and stuff, and during the songs, there's aliens coming out, men in black, and they're scanning people in the audience. They're getting down we were third row.
Any anal probes?
Well, that was a theme of the show. They were chasing around somebody with a probe at one point.
Okay.
On stage.
Well, good.
Yeah, Maynard in all of his things, like Tool and Puscifer, I guess Perfect Circle, has a strict thing: don't take any pictures, no using your phones and stuff. Because it's annoying. Okay?
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They let you do that stuff on the last show, but in the middle, he's very strict on it. and they will kick you out of the show. So they actually kicked someone out of the show. Somebody that they planted in the audience, and they sent the Men in Black down to pick him up, and he had a mullet, and
They probed him.
And they probed him, and he's walking off stage, and Maynard's walking, going bye bye.
I'm like, that's what you
flipping
get.
off. Yeah, basically.
He didn't have a ticket.
One of those things.
Yeah.
And in between the songs, there's like stuff that's it's a cool show. The sound quality was, even if you don't like their music, was amazing.
Okay.
Now, that's the music part. That's the Puscifer part. Now let's talk about our experience.
Okay.
Yours truly had to get one of these posters. I do have they do the same thing. They have Puscifer posters.
Okay.
I haven't got a frame for it yet. I do have one upstairs.
For people who can't see, Mike is pointing to something on his wall.
Yeah.
This is an audio podcast.
Yeah.
I love this poster.
Yeah. So they have a poster that's
Very
made
descriptive.
specifically.
You're like James R.R.
I am.
Tolkien if he was mute.
I am. They have a poster that's specific to Cincinnati, Ohio on that date. That art, you can only get it at that poster. It's a thing. So, of course, the whole merch line is full of all these people standing there. And mine and Bess's first thing is like, I ain't going to stand in that line. I don't care what the poster is. We sat in our seat for about 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to go get a poster.
You should have hired a guy to stand in line for you.
If my concert concierge
Yes.
thing was available, I would have used that.
Yeah.
So I'm in line with a bunch of people wearing Tool shirts with their stank breath talking about what Maynard means by this song. And I'm like, you guys don't quit being Tool fans. This is annoying. I get my stuff. I get back right when the opening band has gotten through their first couple songs. Now, the opening band leaves, and there's usually about a half hour before the main band, Puscifer, comes on. I saw the things in the merch thing. They had bathrobes. They had a suitcase.
Did you buy a bathrobe?
No.
That sounds.
But
just
they
like something you would buy.
had a leather jacket for $650 signed.
No.
So there's a dude in
No.
a cowboy hat,
Nope.
and I call him. We'll refer to him from now on as the Marlboro Man, and the Marlboro Woman. They both have Puscifer leather jackets,
Okay.
and I'm looking. I was like, combined, that's $1,300 in leather jacket there. What the
Wow,
frick?
that's good math, Mike.
Sit down right next to Bess. And I can't help it. I'm sitting next to people that are wearing $1,300 worth of Puscifer leather jacket, but they look a little different than the one that I saw up there. So I'm like, is that the leather jacket up there at the merch thing? The Marlboro Man looks at me and stares an uncomfortable amount of time, like in seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
how dare you?
and my first thought is he didn't hear me, so I start to say again, and is that? And he goes, it is not that one. Okay.
Ooh.
But it is Puscifer. And I'm Mike internally is like, well, that would explain the Puscifer logo on the front. But okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I got this at another show.
Unless he bought a leather
Yeah.
jacket and just put Puscifer on it
Yeah.
himself,
Which you could do.
as people are prone to
Yeah.
do.
He said, hers is from this show. And I said, okay. And he
Okay.
just keeps staring at me. And I'm like, okay.
You can stop staring at me.
I
now.
didn't. I didn't. And then he turned. Okay. All right. Okay. The conversation's over. The actual Puscifer show starts. And the people off to my right, I'll call them the insufferable Tool fans, are yelling, Maynard! Maynard!
God.
And behind us is some woman that keeps bumping into Bess with her belly. So the rest of the concert was this nice little dance of Marlboro Man occasionally looking over at us and looking behind at the belly dancer. Bess getting hit by the belly dancer, looking back with the please stop hitting me with your body thing.
Right. Was it the woman that Bess bumped into with her butt at Elton John?
No.
Because that would have been something.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
And then occasionally a Maynard from over on the right. So
Yeah.
other than those
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
it was an awesome show.
Many years ago, I saw Van Halen
Yeah.
at Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. This was on not the 5152, the OU 812 tour.
Yeah.
Okay. Our tickets aren't close to the stage. We're closer to the nosebleeds than we are to the stage. We're way up top. Okay. And a lady behind me keeps yelling, "Bad motor scooter!"
Oh, God.
Mike,
they can't hear you.
It was in between every song. They would do Hot Summer Nights, "Bad motor scooter."
Yeah.
Then they would do Black and Blue.
Yeah.
And she would yell "Bad motor scooter."
Oh, my God.
It's like, Jesus, she would not. She must have yelled "Bad motor scooter" 20 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just not needed.
It's not necessary at all.
The tool jagoffs to the right behind us told the opening band that they sucked. Bess told me that this happened before I got there. And it's not like they're yelling, you suck. And it's not like at a, like your bad motor finger person or bad motor scooter. We're third row. So
yeah.
About as close to the artist as you and I are right now. If I'm yelling, "You suck," it makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
it's like this woman, she could have been front row and yelled bad motor scooter, and Sammy's not going to play bad motor scooter.
Yeah. No. Hey, I'm Mike.
And I'm Darren. I hear a lot of people say that they just can't get into podcasts.
And that's why we created Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yeah, on this podcast, we never go political. We don't discuss controversial issues or tell people how to think.
We're just a couple of guys who talk about all the fun, wacky, and sometimes annoying people we run into on a weekly basis.
So check us out. You'll be glad you did.
Irritable Dad Syndrome, the podcast for people who just can't get into podcasts. Available everywhere.
Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Holy shit, we got that on the first try.
I think that was pretty good.